When it comes to Meghan Markle, there's no shortage of noise. She's been labeled a narcissist, a liar, a gold digger, a homewrecker, even a drama queen. Few women in the public eye have been vilified quite like Meghan Markle. Depending on where you look, she's portrayed as fame-hungry, manipulative, arrogant, even fake. But here's the question nobody's asking, are any of those things actually true? Or is it all just a carefully curated narrative? Welcome to Royally Misrepresented, where we pull back the palace curtain, challenge the headlines. In this two-part series, we're breaking down the 10 harshest accusations against Meghan Markle, where they came from what the media left out, and what the facts actually reveal. This isn't about defending a duchess. It's about telling the full story the tabloids won't. Let's dive into the 10 most common accusations and set the record straight. 1. She's a narcissist. This label gets thrown at confident women all the time, especially those who dare to set boundaries, speak up, or defend themselves. But here's the truth. There's no clinical diagnosis. Most of these accusations come from social media threads and tabloid experts, not psychologists. Meghan's supposed narcissism usually means she talks about herself in interviews. Let's be real. A woman of color protecting her family and defending herself isn't narcissism, it's survival. A black woman standing up for herself does not equal narcissist. The bar for calling a woman narcissistic seems to be having self-worth. And honestly, the unhinged hatred directed at her really kind of proves her point. Doesn't it? Ew, she's a social climber. This is a familiar narrative thrown at ambitious women, especially women of color. But Meghan's story tells a different tale. Before Prince Harry, she was already successful. Lead actress on Suits, founder of her lifestyle brand, the TIG speaker for women's rights at the United Nations. If anything, she gave up status, privacy, and freedom to step into one of the most restrictive institutions in the world. That's not climbing. That's surrendering. Why do people really hate it? Maybe they just don't think she was fit to be a royal. Because she was different. Because she moved upward. As she once quoted in her school yearbook, "Women are like tea bags, they don't realize how strong they are until they're in hot water." And Meghan? She's been in hot water her whole life and shown nothing but strength. 3. She was just a D-list actress. Let's be honest, that's not a critique, that's a dismissal. D-list is a deliberately derogatory term. Suits ran for 9 seasons, drew millions of viewers, and made Meghan a household name. Her character, Rachel Zane, broke Hollywood barriers. And beyond acting, she was a working woman, a calligrapher, a philanthropist and lifestyle blogger. Let's be real. If Meghan weren't black, biracial, and American, would this tired insult even exist? 4. She broke up the royal family. This is the ultimate scapegoat narrative, and it's wildly unfair. Let's rewind. Long before Meghan, the royal family had fractured. Harry experienced lifelong trauma, press harassment, the loss of his mother. He said himself, "I was born into this." She was thrown into it. Meghan didn't break the royals. She was the last straw. This wasn't sabotage. It was survival. For both of them. 5. She's a gold digger. This one's just tired. Before Harry, Meghan was financially independent. She had a career, her own income, and her own home. She wasn't looking for a savior, she already was her own. Also, let's retire the idea that marrying into the royal family is some sort of fairy tale lottery prize. She gave up her income, her voice, and her freedom, and got racist headlines in return. That's not gold digging. That's sacrifice. 6. She uses Harry. This narrative is more than wrong, it's sexist. It makes Prince Harry sound like a passive, brainwashed man with no agency. But Harry has said repeatedly, "I made the decision for my family. I needed to get us out." She didn't manipulate him. She supported him. Harry wasn't used. He was finally free to choose. And he chose Meghan. 7. She's obsessed with publicity. Let's be real. This one is painfully ironic. Meghan left the biggest spotlight on Earth. She didn't leak stories. She didn't call the paparazzi. They chased her. There's a difference between seeking attention and being relentlessly pursued by it. And the people calling her an attention seeker? They're the ones constantly talking about her. 8. She lied in the Oprah interview. Critics jumped on this, but let's look closer. The wedding claim? She said it felt like a private moment, not that it was legal. The racism bombshell? She never named names. But she described a conversation and no one denied it. Mental health? Why would anyone fake something so painful knowing she'd be mocked? People scream lie when something challenges their comfort. 9. She plays the victim. Is it being a victim or finally removing the mask? Meghan was silent for years. When she finally opened up, she was mocked. If she cries, she's manipulative. If she's calm, she's cold. That's not playing the victim. That's being villainized for simply existing. 10. She's not black enough to claim racism. This may be the most painful of all. Meghan has always identified as biracial. Proudly. She wrote essays about it long before royalty. Her skin didn't protect her from racism. Sometimes it made her a bigger target. Let's be honest, racism doesn't ask for your blood quantum. It doesn't require you to pass a test to be valid. What she endured was real. So there it is. 10 of the harshest, most repeated accusations thrown at Meghan Markle, debunked, decoded, and set in context. You don't have to love her. You don't even have to agree with her. But if you're going to judge her, do it honestly. Not through tabloid spin. Not through recycled hate. And definitely not through the lens of race, gender, or power bias. She didn't start this narrative, but now she's finally telling her own. And maybe it's time we listened. Question the narrative. Look beyond the headlines. See the human being. This is part 1 of a deep dive into the most common things people say about Meghan Markle and what's actually true behind the headlines. From myths about her past to harsh media narratives, we're unpacking the woman behind the storm. Got thoughts? Drop them in the comments, we read them all. Like this video, hit subscribe and stay tuned. Part 2 is coming, and it's even more revealing.